Do we have to open beers before anything else? The way that you were just talking.
Well, the empty glass is looking at me, and it's really staring me
Taunting
down.
you.
It's fucking awkward as shit.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay, welcome to episode 32 of
Yes.
the pod.
Yes, 32.
This episode, I've named it so hopefully we get more hits on the YouTube.
Clever. Because,
Yeah.
woman on woman action is probably not going to work
Are we
for
going to
us.
talk about kinky robot sex?
We can wait till then.
This episode is called The Boob Tube Saga.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that'll get it.
The Boob Tube.
I think Saga is going to get people the most.
Boob. I think Boob might do it.
Okay,
for
you're
us.
probably right.
Okay, so Ashley, tell us about the podcast.
The Stein Club Podcast will be tapping into all aspects of the bar business, what goes into the building and running of a successful bar. We're going to talk to people, and we're going to talk about what goes on behind the bar. And today we're going to talk about TVs.
Boobs. Boob tubes.
I think we're not on the same page.
Oh, God. All right, well, why don't we get started and open some beers first, because this empty glass is pissing me off.
This is the first time we're having half liters. It's crazy.
Not the first time. Oh, this is good.
Breakfast.
What time? Time check, 9:51 a.m. on a Friday.
This has got. I know I say it a lot, but this has got to be one of the earliest ones. And 9:51. That's not good.
But
I got to go make soup.
It's a Friday.
This is gonna be rough, guys.
Don't cut your fingers off. Oh, these beers look good. I hope you guys are watching on YouTube land, because we're drinking, as always, Bitburger.
Bitbagger.
Sebastian texted me. I woke up. When I wake up in the morning, and sometimes there are texts that I don't want. Like Tom, who's a good regular at Prost Bend. I woke up to a text from him the other morning, and it said, "I think I'm done with Prost Bend."
That's all it said. Middle of
That's
the night.
it. Middle
of the night.
Oh.
And I'm like, God, our best regular. He's on card number 25. And I wrote immediately, "Oh my God, what happened? What happened?"
Please come back.
And he wrote back, he's like, "Oh no, it's great. I just love Prost so much. I'm just there too much." And I
Like,
said, "Don't ever
don't
fucking send me a text."
3 a.m. in the morning.
But this morning I woke up to a text from guess who?
Ooh, your boyfriend.
Sebastian. I love it.
Mr.
And
Dreamy.
he sent me a picture of another one of those bridges, those walkable bridges that go over a fucking...
Just the bridge.
Yeah, and I said, "What suckers are you talking into crossing that fucking bridge this time?" He said, "My family." So
Oh,
shout
suckers.
out to Sebastian's two
Yeah.
kids. They're wonderful. I'm sure they love that bridge. And his wife, Marie, I'm sure she didn't love the bridge.
Yeah.
So anyway, hi, Sebastian. I know he listens.
Hi, Sebastian. You're my favorite.
Okay, so cheers, you guys. Let's drink our
Cheers.
beers.
Oh, Chris
Amy,
is
your
shaking
pour
a
fucking
bit.
sucks.
Yep.
Well, she's not
an
a
amateur.
professional.
The erste is immer die beste.
Yeah, that was good.
The first is always the best. Okay, the German word of the day today is fitting because we're talking about boobs and TVs.
Oh, great. This is going to go well.
How do you say boob in German? I think I should know this.
I think you should.
Do you want me to look it up?
No, it's fine. It'll come to me.
I'm
The
looking it
German
up.
word of the day is Fernseher.
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 Boob in German is
Titten.
Brust?
Titten.
Brust?
Oh, Brust.
Brust. Oh, yeah, titten.
Dicke Titten Kartoffelsalat. Greg Schneuer, that one's for you.
Okay, well, then we got to drink again.
Drink again.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Boy.
Welcome to Friday, Amy.
Yeah.
Welcome to
Oh,
Friday.
boy.
Okay. So Ashley is known by her staff as Mom at the bar. Mom. When Mom's gone, it's chaos. We usually handle it, but it's fine. Our guest today is Amy. Amy, we're using your stage name, Amy Paris,
Stage
Okay.
name.
All right. I like
which
it.
is Amy's maiden name, but I always thought that was a good porn name.
Oh, thank
Amy
you.
Paris.
This podcast is really taking a turn already.
Amy is known pretty much as the mom of the regulars.
They need it.
Yeah,
A lot of the time
they
need
do.
it.
I mean, she takes care of all the fellas.
Yeah.
Right? She reminds us of our appointments, make sure
Yes.
that we're on time.
Yes.
She checks our flights for us to make sure
Yeah.
our flights are on time.
Yes.
I mean,
Does.
there have been times when I've been on an airplane
She warns us when you're coming in hot. It's
and Amy
important.
texts me going, "Looks like your plane's on time." And I'm like, "I'm on the plane." Kind of creepy, Amy.
No, I like it.
Here's
I like
a
it.
screenshot of your plane on the runway.
Yeah.
Not weird.
But every bar needs a den mother to take care of all the knuckleheads. And Amy is a good customer of ours, and she is a listener, one of the 10s of 12s of the pod.
Yes.
So we are happy to have Amy here today. Hold on. I got sound for that. There we go. Amy, everybody. Amy. That was a little loud.
That was loud. That audience is happy. Amy, what's going to be on TV today? What do we need to be aware of?
Wow, it's going to be a little bit rough today, actually.
yeah.
I might have to do a little digging to figure out what's actually on.
Yeah.
I think you can watch the College World Series finals.
Okay.
So LSU and Coastal
See,
Carolina.
Amy's good. She's got it.
Wow. Coastal Carolina. Almost Arkansas, unfortunately.
So Amy's
Yeah.
job not only is to take care of the knuckleheads and the regulars at Prost, but she's also in charge of the televisions.
She knows what's on TV.
The remote controls are at her bar 3 or bar 2, wherever she's sitting that day, and she makes sure all the TVs are on the proper channels.
You try.
Because the bartenders can give a rat's ass about what's on TV.
Yeah. I was telling Chris earlier, I think one of every 15 bartenders you hire knows anything about sports. The other 14 are like, what? Ball? Touchdown? They don't know
Sports
shit.
ball.
Yeah, sports ball.
Sports balling.
So yeah, we used to say, what should we put on? And then we gave up after a while, probably about 5 or 6 years ago, and just started giving the controllers. We put the controllers on the bar before we even open, so that they're just there for either Amy or you, Chris, or Carl. Mark K is not allowed to touch the controllers. He doesn't listen, so I don't really give a shit.
Yeah, fuck
But-
you, Mark K.
It's true.
He's not allowed to touch them. And he does every time go, oh, where's Amy? I don't know how to use these.
When Amy goes on her business trips, it's fucking chaos.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to minimize those business trips, Amy, for
Okay.
sure.
If Amy
This
and I
might
are,
do it.
yeah,
This podcast
this might do it. That's not good.
Someone
Well-
probably should be working today. I don't know. Whatever.
If we both go out of town, then we're real fucked. Yeah, you guys are real fucked.
It's happened before. We're fine.
You survived.
I feel like we're still texting each other, though.
Yeah.
Like, have you heard?
Has
from
somebody?
anyone?
Yeah,
Is
did somebody
everyone
check in on
okay?
them?
Okay, Amy, we ask all of our guests this. How did you stumble across Little Prost? Go.
Oh, yep. So during a snowstorm, actually.
Oh,
I'm not
nice.
going to be able to get the year right. We had moved to the neighborhood and had been there for a couple of years. And like all neighborhood people in Phinney, we just only thought the 74th Street was the only place to go.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that. But
Yeah.
That's all we
Fine.
thought, right?
That's all there was, really.
And there was one of those big snowstorms, maybe 2006, 2008, something like that. And we were snowed in for several days. And we came across Prost, and we stayed and had lots of Apfelkorn shots with Mr. Mark Vegas.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
And-
shot taking time.
And all I
What's up,
remember,
Mark?
and I don't think he would mind me saying this, is that on the way home, one of us, not me, fell in the snow and had the best time.
Oh, well, that's
Just trying
okay.
to get home. And so I was like, well, this place seems like we should go more
Yeah.
often.
Making
So,
snow angels.
Apfelkorn will do that to
snow,
you.
Writing your name
Yes.
in the snow. All the stuff happens after a snow day at
It
Prost.
was great.
We've
And then
talked about snow days on the pod many, many times.
Apfelkorn sneaks up on you too. The Greg
It
Schnoyer.
does.
We've heard the Greg Schnoyer story.
Yeah, Greg, don't do 8 shots of Apfelkorn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say it might have been close to that.
Yeah.
tonight.
Oof.
But
Yeah.
Okay, so that was your first experience. So what did you think when you walked through those hollow doors of Prost? What was your first impression?
Well,
Set the scene for us. What was
Very-
going on?
very warm and welcoming because it was snowing outside and it was foggy
Steamy.
and
Yeah.
steamy, and there were lots of people in there.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I think we stood. I'm not even sure if we could get a seat.
Yeah.
And it was just this really cool vibe, like you're part of the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And so I would say, we started coming a little more often then, but we really didn't start coming as regularly until probably 2012, 2013. And then I became a regular, I'd say maybe 2018, 2019.
That's amazing because what card are you on? Do we talk-
222.
Something like that. Yeah.
222. So all the people in Boise on card 50.
I'm
Come on, man.
I'm a steady.
Yeah.
So I don't go crazy.
No.
But I'm steadily
You're there a lot.
there,
Yeah.
getting my punches on my gut.
Yeah. 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 I don't think I've ever seen you have. You stick to a very specific amount.
Yes.
Yeah. You don't go over a specific amount.
Right.
Yeah. There's other. I mean, everybody's got their amount, but like you're very good about it. That's really respectful because I feel like people. At least I'm not that responsible personally. What's another shot of whiskey?
Why not?
Why not? Let's throw it on.
Another Manhattan at home.
Yeah.
Why not? Before you
Hey,
fall asleep in front of the
last night-
in front of the Fernseher.
In weird positions.
I said the German word. today.
I was
Learns
like,
there.
I was waiting.
I did not fall asleep in front of the TV last night.
Congratulations.
I also drank wine. That's weird.
What?
I know. I don't know what happened.
What?
All right, let's get to the topic, you guys.
Okay.
We're kind of
All right.
swaying a little here,
Boob tube.
which is fine. We're talking about boob tube today. We're talking about TVs in the bar, the good, the bad, and the ugly of having TVs at the bar. Mm-hmm. Ashley, how are your boob tubes today?
I don't know what you're asking me right now.
Well, when you walked past me,
Am I red?
I thought I felt your boob tubes on my back. but
Yeah, well,
whatever.
this podcast studio is very tiny. You built it like the bar.
Well, because I like boob tubes on my back, I guess. I don't know.
This is weird. It's a good thing your wife doesn't listen anymore.
Thank God. Cher like that. Cher, how are your boob tubes today? Cher's got a 12-inch TV, I think. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that fucking
This is going real sideways.
Okay. So,
How about those Mariners, huh?
well, we'll get to that. Okay, so the term boob tube, I looked it up, came from the 50s and the 60s. You know about this?
No.
Because a boob is like an idiot, like
okay.
a dunce.
Okay.
And
yeah.
the TVs used to be made out of a cathode ray tube.
Yes.
Okay.
So a boob tube was someplace where a kind of a stupid person, idiot, can just stare and watch something.
Wow. Oh, how the times haven't changed.
So there's no real talk. It's not about boobs. It's not about boobs at all.
No. Yeah.
Which really
What a bummer for you.
bummed me out.
You were really hoping it was just gonna be like back in the day they just showed porn.
Never mind.
On the two channels.
On the
that
two
were
channels.
offered, there was an A and a B, and the B channel was
B
the
channel
porn
really took
channel.
things to the next level.
Scrambled porn.
And porn back then was just a woman in a white T-shirt.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Maybe there was water involved.
Maybe.
Anyway,
Okay.
this is about porn now. Okay, I'm in.
I'm in.
Okay, so you go into a bar and you look around and there's always TVs now. In any bar you go into, there's TVs, multiple TVs, large fucking TVs, because TVs are pretty much free these days.
They really are.
I mean, we just replaced our TVs at Prost, and I got a 75-inch fucking Samsung for like $800.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember back in the day it was like a choice to change a TV because it was like, well, do we have the money to spend $3,000?
Now it's like we can't find the TV we had out for World Cup. Let's just buy another one. I think there's 7 TVs in the back room.
There's
here.
one in the sale room. I know it's in there. It says my name on
But
it.
it's outdated. You don't want to have old TVs. So we
It's
keep
2 years old.
We keep our TVs fresh at Prost because people like to watch the TVs.
Yeah. Yeah. They're important.
I mean, I've probably bought 1,000 TVs in the 23 years since we've been a bar.
Oh, yeah. Not just for Prost, but like all of them.
All of them.
I think just my bar, while I've been managing, we've purchased at least like 5.
Yeah.
Just since I've been there managing.
Well, they're important.
Yeah. What were the TVs that you originally had in the bar? Did you have TVs when you opened?
Yes.
I can't remember.
We had-
the day you opened,
we
you had TVs?
2 TVs, and they were 13-inch tube TVs.
I had that in my dorm room
Me too.
with like a little video.
Yeah,
cassette.
so did I. The little combo.
Well, that's all I can afford back then. And there were wine racks in the back, and I took out the wine racks, and the 13-inch TVs fit perfectly.
TV. What do they call those? They're not TV stands, and now they're TV stands, or you mount them on the wall. What are the TV cabinet things called at home?
What?
The things you put a TV in that are shaped like the TVs, and then when you get
Console?
Sure.
Okay.
And then your TVs got too big and they didn't fit in there anymore, so they had to
Then you had to put planters
Yeah.
in them and
yeah
turn them into
put them on the
things.
side of the road, and everybody's like,
Yeah.
I don't want that. It only fits a 20-inch
Get a
TV.
TV.
So I had 2 13-inch
You
TVs.
2 13. Yeah,
To answer
exactly.
your fucking question.
There's
Yeah,
currently
exactly.
glassware where those were now.
The back is a
The
little
back
different,
bar is completely
Okay.
changed.
Got it.
but concept wise, it was shaped the way it kind of is,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Got it.
Well, sure. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And the demise of those TVs happened when we decided that it was time to remodel the bar.
Oh, makes sense.
And
Which was
after our holiday party, the
middle of the night.
day Mike Baker and I broke into the bar
Yeah, that makes sense.
at 3 a.m, and
How'd you break into the bar?
broke the window.
Of course, because why would you use a key?
I didn't have a key.
It's your own bar.
Of course, why would you have a
I
key?
left my keys at home because I didn't want to drive.
Okay.
Anyway,
Fair.
so Mike and I were in the bar, really fucked up, and I said, let's fucking start demoing this bar because I don't want to change my mind. We're gonna.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. So we got up in the bar and I pulled the TV down and I smashed the first one on the floor. Smashed it, smashed.
There's already window glass everywhere. Why not?
Then the second one.
Oh my God, did you open the next day?
No.
Okay.
I made that
They were
decision at
remodeling.
3 a.m. that we were remodeling.
Okay. All right.
I think I called Delilah that night. I said, "We're not open tomorrow."
Oh my
The second TV I took and I threw off the bar and it landed unceremoniously on the floor. Didn't break.
Oh, so unfulfilling.
Mike Baker
Yeah.
was also standing on the bar top with me, and he said, "Fuck that TV," and he jumped off the bar and smashed the TV, and his foot went right through the old cathode ray tube. Fortunately, he was wearing high-top Doc Martens.
Yeah.
Because it sliced the Doc Marten completely open,
Oh.
very close to his Achilles. Oh, my God. He was fine.
That's nauseating.
Yeah.
I literally thought I was just
What
about to
kind of show
vom.
is this?
Narrow and smooth.
No. So the bar was a disaster. So I came back the next day and was like, "Oh my God! First I got to fix the window, and then I got to clean up this fucking mess." But now we have the new back bar that we see today at Prost.
So that's when you did that was,
Okay.
I think that's probably the day the night that you caught brain cancer.
How?
From
The tubes,
tube.
I'm
Oh,
sure.
and
I'm sure.
I got brain cancer.
you often think
I often,
that you have it.
yeah.
Yeah,
thanks.
he always thinks he does.
Amy is also the doctor at the bar.
No, you are.
I just tell you not to Google like your diagnosis. Although things are getting smarter, maybe
It
that isn't
is.
a good idea anymore to tell you not to do.
yeah.
AI is listening.
Yeah, it is. It is. It knows you have brain cancer now. It's important to know.
Yeah.
I don't have brain
It
cancer.
can give you treatment options. Drink more.
There was a
Oh
time
my
when I thought I
God.
was seeing a really bright light, like the light was really bright, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I got fucking a tumor."
You talk about brain cancer all the time. Like
And then-
that's why we brought it up.
Well, one of these days, if I get brain cancer, who's gonna laugh last?
Did you realize?
Probably you, because I'll be dead.
Did you realize that the flashlight was just on your phone and you just needed to?
That was before cell phones, I think.
Just like, oh shit. Okay.
My hypochondriaism goes years,
It does.
years back.
It does.
Anyway, okay,
Yes.
so with multiple TVs on at a bar,
Yes.
there's always the discussion:
Yeah.
Yes.
what's going to be on?
Absolutely.
And Amy, how do we choose? How do we choose what goes on the TV? Amy, go ahead.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think local sports are always important,
Yes.
right? Maybe they don't always get first billing, but typically they do. Any type of playoff or like super competitive situation will absolutely get ahead of those.
Yeah, I was
So
gonna say
you can't
sometimes in
tell me
front.
to put on the Mariners at their third game of the season when the March Madness is on. By
Right.
the way, that happened this year.
That does happen.
Somebody was like, "Oh, let's put on the Mariners." I was like, "No,
No.
you've got to be kidding."
Yeah, no. March Madness. It's like
We're
this.
not doing
Yeah,
it.
it's like the Final Four.
Yeah. So definitely competitiveness and then you got to read the room. I mean, you've seen me do this, Ashley.
Yeah.
Someone comes in with a jersey on. You're very good about that
Right.
too. And you're like, that person's not just wearing that jersey.
Yeah,
they
they're
are here to see something.
They want to watch Golden State Warriors or
Right.
whatever it is.
And
yeah.
so you're like, we'll often change like the back TV and
Yeah.
it's like, hey, your game's on back
yeah,
there.
yeah. Amy's leveled up. Not like you didn't do this before, but you're always thinking about the other TVs that you're not even really watching
Typically.
because
Sometimes
of that
I
exact
forget about
scenario.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Well, I would say, there's also the first come, first serve rule.
Fair.
If you get there early
Fair.
and you really want to watch something, you can watch it probably
That's fair.
Yeah, most
Probably.
likely if somebody's already interested
on the main
in something.
TV. On the main TV.
Yeah, and you got to just like you said, read the room. You got to know was that person that you don't know sitting 4 seats over from you, were they actually watching it?
Yeah, and I've actually asked people at the bar that
Yeah.
I don't know, like, hey, is anyone watching this? Or like,
Yeah.
don't be rude.
A lot of times it's no, I don't.
I
give
know.
a
Or
shit.
you can tell they're not even staring at the TV.
Yeah,
So right now it doesn't really matter because there's shit on TV because we're
sports
especially in the
drought.
sports drought, which we'll talk about later. We have that listed for later. But during primetime sports season, fall through spring, it's active because there's a lot going on. There's college football. There's still baseball playoffs. I mean, do you put on Monday Night Football or do you put on a baseball playoff game?
and it's Oktoberfest, so we're just busy, so it's chaos.
True.
I mean, local sports do come first. I mean, even when the Niners are playing
Yeah.
and the Seahawks are on at the same time. We could
Good
put,
thing. Hey,
put the sea chickens on.
you can watch stuff on your phones though now. Isn't that great? And we have people do that all the time.
Yeah, you have this handy thing you can put your phone on.
I
now.
know, we have a
I've
little
seen some
stand.
People lately that was like, oh, you can hear. This will make it easier.
Actually, last night, I was just telling Chris before you got here, last night, Peter and I watched the last 20 minutes of the PSG Botafogo game.
Oh, makes
and
sense.
Botafogo upset them dramatically 1-0.
I did not look at the scores this morning.
Yeah, and so the other TVs were called for that we could put that app on, DAZN.
Yeah.
And so we couldn't put it on a TV.
For those of you guys who don't know what she's talking about, it's soccer.
Yeah, it's boring.
Oh.
Sorry to bore you with it.
There's
Correct.
the Club World Cup going on right now, which
Very
is a
confusing.
total
We're in a
fucking
sports drought. So.
total fucking bust.
Yeah.
Thanks for soccer for fucking
Not
us up.
going well.
We had the first Bayern München game on at Prost on Father's Day at 9 a.m. And I'm like, I got to go check it out, make sure we're okay. And Ashley overstaffed.
I told you I was going to.
She had 3 people working, and
Like
there
a
were,
World Cup match.
There were 2 people there.
2 people.
And I don't think they give a fuck about the soccer
No,
game.
they came because
Keith
we
and
were
Michael,
open at 9 a.m.
They just like morning drinking.
They wanted an excuse to drink in the morning and bring us donuts.
They brought 24 donuts for the 2 people. Them.
Yeah. Well, and us, there was like barely any left. People ate those donuts on Father's Day. I got there a day later and they
Just
were gone.
shows they're great hosts, right?
Yeah.
They don't want there to be too few
Yeah.
donuts.
So, but we're putting the soccer on because there's nothing else on. And yesterday was the Sounders and Atletico.
Yes,
Whoever the-
Madrid.
Fuck that.
Atletico de Madrid.
And Carl loves soccer.
He does.
And he invited a couple of his soccer nerds that sit with him.
They did. They
at
showed
the
up and
Sounders
That was
games.
fun. That was good.
And yeah, but
We got a little crowd for that. I'm not upset about that crowd.
Yeah.
the way they were yelling and screaming and
Chris,
nothing.
shut the fuck up. You're louder than him most of the time. As Amanda said yesterday, yes, Carl was louder yesterday.
He's a
But
different.
on
he's
a length of decibel level over time, you're louder than Carl.
I have hearing problems.
What?
Nope.
That's my joke. That's fucking my joke.
No, it's not. You didn't invent that joke.
I didn't invent that joke.
Thank you. I didn't either. So everybody knows.
So yeah, okay. I like the way we choose, and I like that Amy's the one that dictates what goes on, because then I'm not the bad guy, and the bartenders
true.
again don't give a flying
That is
fuck.
true.
They
what's
don't
on
know what's
TV.
on.
I love it when I come in and whoever's bartending is like, I put it on the sports channel.
Yeah.
And
That's
you're like,
whenever
and it'll be tennis. It'll be the tennis channel. And they're like, but there was something on.
I know. Well, so the with the Comcast remotes, you can say into it, and so a lot of them now have the habit of just saying sports, and it'll suggest sports that are currently on only at that point in time. So if it's at like 2:58 when they're saying it into the mic, at 3 there might actually be a game on,
Right, but it doesn't
show it. It's just showing at the time. So a lot of times it's weird, obscure stuff. So normally when I bartend, if I don't know what's on, I just put it on ESPN at
I
least.
think that's the better call.
Yeah, because it's at least going to cover what's on, if not actually have an event on. So ESPN is the better option, in my opinion.
And then when you have a sports game on, sports ball, as the bartenders like to call it.
Sportsing.
If it's a big game, do you put the sound on or not? That's always
It is always a thing.
controversy. Bretto,
It is always a thing.
just had my old man breakfast with Bretto, and we talked about this, and he's like, I always love to go and listen to the game at a bar, but it's hard to find a bar that will put the sound on.
That is true.
It is true, actually. You're right. Unless the bar is like a fan of that team or sport, and you're going there to watch the Giants game with everybody else, and you know the sound's going to be on. If it's just a general, not obscure, but just general game, like if there was the Florida Panthers playing in this, the SNL Stanley, I'm tired, Stanley Cup playoffs, like we probably wouldn't really put the sound on, even though it's an important sporting event, but tons of places won't really put the sound on unless they're a Florida Panthers fan.
I think the other thing is a lot of the places I go, like when I travel, I seek out bars with lots of TV.
Yes.
It's very hard to know which one to put on. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, and oftentimes they just have some horrible music soundtrack in the background,
Right.
which actually makes it worse.
Amy, how do you feel about secondhand smoke, Amy? You feel okay with that?
I guess I'm used to it.
Yeah.
So I think it's okay.
It's legal or something, I think, right?
Yeah,
That's an old one.
in Washington.
It's good. Phinney Kush.
Speaking of when you travel, do you ever, because sometimes you'll find a place that you've gone to before
And then I go back.
Yeah. And then do you go to a place that has a lot of TVs so that hopefully they have something on that you want?
Yes.
But do you ever go to one and have it like, do they ever ask you, do you want something on specifically? Does that come up?
They've never asked me, but if I ask, and I usually also kind of read the
Talking
room,
to your mic, Amy.
they will put it on if they have it.
Oh, okay.
So it depends, like what the bar has.
Because they're
what
bartenders
TV
too, and they don't
packages.
care about sports, just like my bartenders.
Right.
So they're probably actually happy when you mention
Do
something.
they ever hand you the remote controls?
No, but they have very, very complicated systems. I mean,
Oh.
one of the ones I go to has this wall of screens that can be like one TV,
Oh, yeah.
16 TVs,
Oh,
24
yeah.
TVs.
Wow, that's too much
It's
for me.
a lot.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's too
I don't
much.
know that I'd want to manage that.
Yeah, that's a little too much. Yeah.
And probably never the sound.
Never
When
the sound.
you have 84 TVs, you can't put the sound
it's
on.
No.
in like and it's a chain, And unfortunately, that chain has like the worst music ever.
They
So
pipe it in.
I would love for them to put on any game's sound because then that music wouldn't be on. But
But the problem with the sound is you really can't hear what they're saying.
No, especially with the amount of people that are
You're talking, whatever. But I do enjoy to hear the sounds of the game, which is nice.
Right.
Yes.
But then there are commercials. And for some reason, the networks have the commercials louder than the TV broadcast of the game.
You need to know about the ads.
And then the commercials are on, and then who wants to hear about your fucking health, your drugs that you need to take? And
worst.
We don't care if you have swelling between your anus and genitals. Like, if I have to hear that, how many drugs cause swelling between the anus and genitals?
When you do the closed caption,
also known as the taint.
It's going to say anus and genitals.
The taint.
Can you search on that?
I don't know. Taint? Sure, that might come up too.
A few of our regulars now that are on the fat injection.
Oh, yes.
And I've asked them about their taint.
I
worry about their taint.
Caring.
You've read all of these.
It's a very sensitive area.
You're caring. Wow.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
This is going to get some really interesting views. You know, I think
some editing involved in this one just to
all right,
save
well,
you.
Oh my god.
Now we got baseball, and so there's baseball, which is good, and Prost is
162 games.
162 boring games.
5 months of regular season.
Yeah. Per team. 162 games per team.
The old Prost has always been known as the Giants bar. San Francisco Giants, go Giants. We even have a flag sometimes up in front of the bar, the Giants flag.
We don't right now.
And we should.
We can change that out.
Yeah, we should. So it's nice. You can sit in Candlestick seats. We have seats from Candlestick Park there. So R.I.P. Candlestick Park.
Yeah, they're good viewing seats too, actually.
They're great.
They're perfect for the main TV. Yeah.
And if Ronnie sits in those fucking seats with his fucking blue Dodger hat on again, I swear to fucking God.
We're coming for you, Ronnie.
But we love LA. That's why he's wearing the hat.
I'd never put a 49ers flag out. Never.
No. Fuck no. Well, you did once.
Sea Chicken fans are.
You did once.
How you say assholes? Can you say that?
Not all of us.
Not all of you, but if you ever go to a Sea Chickens game, get ready to fight your way out of there.
You had a bad experience.
Yeah,
so we probably have a brick in our window, but the Mariner fans, they don't care.
No, they're the best.
They're the Mariners.
We also have low expectations.
Yeah, you guys have such hope, and
we are very hopeful for the first 2 weeks of the series
and the last 2 weeks when they tear at your heartstrings.
And it's cute because right now people are watching the Mariner games and they keep talking about the big dumper. Who's the big dumpers and he like home runs or something?
Cal Raleigh.
He's got the most home runs in the.
You guys are so
right now.
And he's got a big butt.
You guys are so cute because you're so into it right now. And the demise is going to happen very, very soon. It's June now, so get ready.
Post All-Star break.
Yeah. You know,
July.
Did you know that the Mariners are the only professional baseball team that has never reached the World Series?
You know what? And with that, I got to go change the video.
Let's think about that
Your
while
joke
we
fell
do
on
that.
deaf ears.
Just so you know, shout out to Todd Wine. Apparently, that was the trivia question at his local bar. And he felt called out, he said. He felt triggered.
Oh,
that
boy.
they specifically picked that trivia question because of him.
It is a very interesting fact because there are a lot of bad have never even made it to the World Series.
I know.
That's okay. Oh, I thought you were boob tubes again.
That's not true.
The Phinney Kush is kicking in. Okay.
I need everybody to know I'm not rubbing my tits on your back. That's not okay.
No, you're not. Happening. She's not. For the record, it's just a joke.
Funny.
Okay.
Alrighty.
How about those Mariners?
How about those Mariners?
Script? What happened? What's happening?
It's a weird script.
We've gone off the script for a long time now.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have we have a new segment that we've been doing lately, and the old segment has fallen off a little bit. So we might bring both back today.
Ooh.
So with the first segment, that's Norm. That's not the real segment, but
that's the wrong segment. But Norm's the best.
I even have a cheat sheet, and I fucked it up. I happen to be the guinea pig. All right, Norm. Thank you, Norm.
When did you write the cheat sheet? I'm so proud of you.
I wrote the cheat sheet before we started.
Oh.
Well, you fucked it up, but I'm still so proud of you.
Because I can't figure out how to rename
I know,
the buttons.
because I've asked you to do a cheat sheet for like 1,000 times, and you won't do it. So I'm really proud of you.
This
for
isn't
doing
my
that.
first cheat sheet. Anyway.
That's
okay,
another
Norm's
one.
Still playing.
Oh, boy.
We
got this.
We got this. All right. Well, let's kill some time while Norm's talking in the background.
Oh, wow. We got to let that play out, huh?
I think it's Cher's day off.
Oh, Cher, come on. This is falling flat. We're going to drink
Okay.
while we talk about think about the Fernzaner still. There's a lot of Norm. I can't turn it off. I can't turn it off.
You have to hit the
If I
button.
press it again, it'll restart itself again and go over and over and over again.
Oh,
This might require editing.
that's why we have to listen.
No.
Okay,
I
there we
got it.
Oops,
I got drunk again. I drank all my beer. I made a few friends.
Speaking of
right.
the ads being louder than the fucking TV.
So, drunk story of the day. Amy, do you have a drunk story of the day? It could be about yourself. It could be about somebody else. It could be about a group of people. It could be anything you want, and you can say names you want or not. Go.
Well, I think it's very apropos at the end there that you said like I made a few friends as part of the drunk story. Yeah. So one of the things, and it's not one person. It tends to be a trend that I've seen occasionally. Is someone comes to the bar, they have a little more, or maybe the right amount. I'm not sure.
Yes.
And they decide that they are tired of the scene that they are sitting in. So they decide to migrate elsewhere in the
Yes.
bar.
Flight risk.
It happens.
And generally, based on how much they have had, it becomes very, very concerning about whether that person will finish their drink, remembers they have the drink, will pay their tab, any number of things. And so Ashley and I now, I've noticed we often will say somebody's moving.
Somebody's
Or
a flight
did you know-
risk.
Did you know somebody went out? This so and so went outside. Are we good?
Sometimes it's really funny to see other people's faces when they see us say that, because they're like, "Why did they
Why
say
does it
that? Like that's
matter?"
offensive. Why does it matter?" And we're like, "No, because they're actually they've left before. They've proven, it's harmless. They'll come back and pay, but still."
But I love that story because it talks about what Prost is.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you're there and table one's got people and table four's got people, there's people at the bar,
Right.
and you have a few beers in you get a little loosey.
You wanna go talk to this
I'm
other
gonna be
table.
a social butterfly because
Yeah.
sometimes people just stare at their phones on the bar. It's
Yeah.
fucking boring,
It's true.
or stare at the boob tube.
Yeah.
But when people get a little drunk and they want to socialize,
Yeah. No,
let
it's
them
true.
let them wander.
Yeah.
I
always
fucking
try
love
to,
that.
Try to gauge the person they are talking to, though, because sometimes it's a new person
And they don't know
know
this
that
person.
person.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, is that person okay?
Yeah. Are we safe?
You
Do
gotta-
we
I
need a
want them
safe
to-
word?
I want them to come back to
Right,
the bar.
right.
And if,
Yeah.
if that doesn't go well, they might not ever
Yeah,
come
they'll be like, "We can't go there. That one person wouldn't stop talking."
When
to
you
me.
wander through the bar, do you guys take the coaster with you?
Oh, wow. I feel like I'm 50-50.
That's a good question. So what you're asking is as a customer. I thought you were asking me as a bartender. You're asking as a customer.
As a
do you-
customer, when
do you
you're-
take your coaster with you? At Prost, no.
Yeah.
But I think Prost is different because I work there.
I always take my coaster with me.
I know
It
you do.
wants to go on a roadie too.
I know
You
you
know,
do.
it looks at the beer going, and it's like, where's my beer going?
I know.
I want to go. I want to see a new part
I've
of the bar.
absorbed so much of your beer.
Exactly.
By the way, I'm taking this coaster with me. When
Oh yeah, the coasters that we have here.
From the law firm.
Oh yeah, mine says March
Martin,
16th,
Hamlin and Martin.
2017.
No, it's Graham and Dunn. To the fellas at Graham and Dunn.
Thanks for sponsoring us without
Yeah, wow.
planning.
Thanks for taking all my money over the years.
I'm sure they're happy to sponsor this podcast
My
where we talk about
God.
inappropriate things.
Well, I might be having to call them because
Yeah.
of problems
Yeah.
with the podcast.
whatever.
Full circle,
my
Graham and Dunn. Your lawyer needs. Anyway.
I've got a good. I got a good drunk story now.
Oh, good.
Because
Good.
remember, so I didn't have one, and then Amy is the one. She got me to think of something. She said, "It reminds me of people."
This
making
might go on for a
friends."
while, so I'm going to get another beer.
Yeah, sounds good.
I'm going to have a drink.
Yeah. When I went to University of Washington, and when I was a freshman, which was in 04, 05, the UW men's basketball team was very good.
Yes.
Championship possibly worthy. And
The drunk story and sports.
uh-huh.
Good job.
And I was interested in a rower at the time,
No.
who's CJ. I know,
Oh,
shocking.
I was hoping you'd actually name someone
Somebody else.
Yeah. You're like,
And I was
She's had
friends.
one love in her life.
I was friends with a lot of rowers, and so they would throw these epic rowing parties. And we went to this party, and the UW basketball team was playing. I believe, if I remember correctly, it was the Pac-8 or Pac-10 championship game,
Okay.
and they lost. And they weren't supposed to lose.
no.
They were very much supposed to win, and they go on, like I said, to possibly win the whole thing. And they lost. And I don't give a fuck about basketball. I'm at this party getting drunk, drinking jungle juice out of a cooler.
Yeah.
And I'm drunk. Lo and behold, all the basketball players show up after losing. And I walked right up to all of them, stood in the middle of a circle of them, and went like this. For those listening, I had to stare up because they're a full foot or two taller than me. And I said, "Didn't you guys lose tonight?"
Wow.
That went over well.
I don't remember what happened, but everyone told me that happened, that I walked right up to them and said, "Didn't you guys lose tonight?" That's my drunk story.
Those crew parties are good though. I was on the
I
Cal
even
Poly
went to
crew.
I know. It's crazy.
And we threw some good parties. And the kicker is that we had to get up at 5 a.m.
I know, it's
to
crazy.
Go row.
So you
or
usually
throw
just
up
don't
over
sleep.
your boat.
Yeah.
Or
You know who also threw weirdly good parties?
Yeah.
Believe it or not, was the band.
Yes.
They
Same when I was there.
I've heard stories about
they-
band camp.
Yeah, they would go after it.
Yeah, they do.
There was stuff at their parties. I was like, I'm gonna go. This is even too much for me.
I only went to one, but I had a roommate that was in band
Yeah,
at
so
UW.
shout out to the marching band.
Yeah,
essentially.
good.
Like your parties.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Fucking nerds.
I've
I've never been to a band party.
Rowers are nerds too, let's be honest.
Be surprised.
Yeah.
We had
Yeah.
shirts that said, "Not tonight. I have crew in the morning." As
That's a good shirt.
mine had vomit on it a little bit, just a little bit of burnt hole from a cigarette or
no.
something.
Oh, no.
Anyway, joke of
well,
the
'cause,
day.
you know.
day.
Wait, you're not going to tell a drunk story?
Nope.
I don't get
Moving
drunk.
on.
I'm going to tell a joke
Yeah.
instead.
Sober as a clown.
All right, today's joke of the day is brought to you by Best Buy.
Oh.
Is Best Buy even still around?
I don't
yes.
know.
Actually,
I buy
think-
all my TVs on Amazon.
Yeah.
Go Jeff Bezos.
Wow.
Go Amazon. Go.
Can't believe you just said that out loud.
I'm sorry. I love Amazon. I purchase stuff from Amazon 2-3 times a day.
Let's continue. Best Buy? Mm-hmm. Yep.
A blonde goes into a TV store looking for a TV and asks the manager at the electronics department, she's like, "How much is that TV?" The manager responds, "I'm sorry, I don't sell to blondes." She gets mad, leaves the store, goes home, and she has an idea. She's like, "I'm going to dye my hair red." So she dyes her hair red. She goes into the TV store, into the electronics store, and says, "How much for that TV?" And he said, "I don't sell to blondes." So now she's fucking pissed, right? She's like, goes home. She's like, "Maybe it was too close. I'm going to dye my hair black." Goes back to the store, asks the manager, "How much is that TV?" And he's like, "Lady, I told you, I don't sell to blondes." And she's like, "How you know I'm blonde? I have black hair." He's like, "That's not a TV, that's a microwave."
Oh. Classic.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
good.
Thank you. Thank
Woo. You know, it's been a minute.
I might need another drink.
Yeah.
you. It was a good joke.
We need some apple corn behind the bar.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Ooh,
since
snow
we're
day.
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
officially in the sports drought.
Yes.
Hockey finals are over. It was a interesting series. I lost a bundle on the Oilers.
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna do better.
I lost a liter. I had to buy Tony a liter. That guy bet me a liter and I lost.
It was a good series. It was fun. I think NBA finals are over.
No, it's not
One
over.
more.
Yeah.
One
One
more.
more.
and
Yeah.
NBA
There are
just doesn't
33.
do it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did-
I mean,
I-
I feel like this year has been more interesting than previous years.
I think
But-
so. Yeah. But then again, I'm not the biggest fan either.
Me either, yeah.
So it's got to be rough on them when the Indianapolis and the Oklahoma cities
Yeah.
are going against
That's
each
not a
other.
big draw.
There's
That doesn't
no-
help either.
Except for all the Seattle fans, like fuck the Oklahoma, because that used to be the Sonics.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
R.I.P.
true.
Seattle Supersonics.
Yeah, so go Pacers.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Pacers.
football's been over for a while. Football.
Well, there's like Canadian Football League.
Oh my gosh, I was just in Canada and I wanted to find something that I thought would be on ESPN and it's TSN up there, the Sports Network.
Oh, yeah.
The sports.
Yeah, very, very creative name. And it was Saturday and there were multiple CFL
Oh my
games
God.
on. And I was like, what is oh
Good for them.
Well, I think their Super Bowl is like early December, the Grey Cup. So they've already started.
Yeah.
The Rough Riders.
So let's start. You know what? Actually, sports drought. We might be able to find some CFL on the
Yeah,
Canadian.
let's
Yeah,
put
we've
that one.
tried that before. We've tried the UFL, the USFL. We've tried all those.
Chris,
Maybe
this is the big.
cricket. Could we try cricket?
Yeah, so okay.
There's a
so
Seattle cricket team now.
I know. There's
There's a-
Major League Cricket.
Chris,
Here's what-
it's the
what?
beginning of the sports drought. You need to pace yourself. You're going to be begging for UFL pretty soon.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. So what else? What else do we watch on the old boob tube during the sports drought?
Oof. Yeah.
I mean,
Wimbledon's coming up.
Oh, that's I actually
So
like
let's
Wimbledon.
I like tennis.
We'll focus
Yeah.
on that, although it'll be on weird times.
Weird times.
I'm a Formula One fan, so
Yeah.
of course I'm excited about Formula
Weird times.
Yeah.
One. Sure.
Although NASCAR, you love the NASCAR.
I always said Prost is a NASCAR bar.
If you didn't know.
Prost is. I often thought about putting one of those welcome race fan signs out front.
Oh, with the checkered
And
flag.
then
Yeah,
quickly
Budweiser or
remembered.
something. But then I realized
Gross.
that's a really bad idea.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
sure
a
that's
really
the
bad idea.
audience you want.
No,
I
not
don't
at all.
think it is, but I do love NASCAR. The cars go around really fast. They turn left.
Yep.
And they always break your heart.
Do you remember?
Always break my heart.
Wasn't there like a crazy finish in last weekend's NASCAR thing?
Whoever
I was
it was.
in Canada. I couldn't find it.
I
Somebody-
didn't win.
Oh, I just saw some bit on the internet about one of the drivers going in and telling another guy who's going to kill him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, they were in Mexico City, so
Makes sense.
tequila might have been involved.
Yeah,
Is that allowable because you're in Mexico?
probably. Amy, do you remember when we used to watch curling ironically and then we all fell in love with it? Friday night
did.
curling in America?
Did, and then we were mad when the season was over.
I know.
In like February.
The sports drought gets really sad.
Sometimes, well, you have to admit NASCAR probably came about because of a sports
Maybe.
drought.
Maybe.
A little bit. I mean, it's not that you didn't
because
like
of my
it before.
degenerate gambling tendencies.
Correct, but you have to admit the reason why is because there was nothing else you could gamble on. So what I'm saying is it was a sports drought.
It's on Sundays when
That's
there's
what I'm
no
saying.
football.
When there's no football, that
right.
became a
What's
sports
the
drought.
craziest thing that you have wagered on because of, say, like sports drought? Like
Women's collegiate softball.
Okay.
The year that the Huskies won the championship.
Oh, okay. Well, so there's a little bit of
Well, that's not that crazy
player
though.
there.
No, it's not. But we've watched women's collegiate softball.
Yeah,
We have.
Because those girls are badass.
those
They
are
are.
fun games to
We've
watch.
watched
Actually.
some volleyball before, some
Yeah.
beach
Watched
volleyball,
Beach
which
volleyball.
Some big
the
volleyball.
boob tube is really bustling on those.
What about like
Yeah.
Olympics? Do you ever bet
done-
on
yeah, we
Olympic
did
stuff?
Olympics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
do Olympics.
Yeah.
And if there's,
Again, it
if
depends
there's
on the
no
time
soccer games on, we'll do that. But when there's nothing, we have to occupy ourselves with other things.
Yes.
So if we need a wager on something, I bought this little horse racing
I
game.
forgot about the horse.
Oh my God, it's
Literally a
like
wind up, and the horses just.
once again, Instagram told you to buy something
Yes.
that really was the
Yes.
best idea ever.
It delivered for about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It did.
it's pretty
It was
stupid.
amazing.
It's
It was
pretty dumb.
amazing.
But we're
for the first
trying. I mean, we even have a stupid book club now, for Christ's sake.
Oh.
I mean, anything to do during the sports. So I got to tell you, the book and the book club just now.
Yeah.
right now, I'm going to ruin it for everybody. Well, no one listens.
Did you finish it already?
I finished it.
200 pages, you said?
Yeah, it was only 200 pages. The book is called Annie Bought,
Oh yeah. Okay.
about a man who purchases a robot wife
Oh.
who I guess looks like a hot woman. He can decide what cup size she is and how much she weighs, and he even brings her like back
is
for
crazy.
a tune-up and says, "Can you give Annie a cup higher in her boobs and take 4 pounds off?"
Wow.
So they could do the little
4
computer.
pounds.
4 pounds,
That's very
and she comes back and he
say
looks
that?
at her,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Get on the scale," and it was only 2 pounds.
Because they gave her bigger boobs.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a really weird book. There's a lot of kinky robot sex.
picked
Amanda
Amanda
Miller.
Miller.
Oh,
Amanda
boy.
Miller.
She said you wanted a page turner, and I woke up at 4 a.m. the other day, and I had to keep reading because there's some fucking hot robot sex. My wife looks over at me, she's like, "What are you doing? You've been not reading that book nonstop." I just had to get through it.
Now you just read it in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
It's really weird. I think you're going to have the book club in the middle of the night so you can remember everything.
Amanda, our bartender, we had a funny joke yesterday, a funny banter.
Yeah.
We have a group text, and I'm like, "Let's fuck with these guys a little bit." And I'm like, "Have you read the book?" And she's like, "No." And I said, "Oh, do you want to borrow mine?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, sure." And I'm like, "Wait, some of the pages might be stuck together."
Oh, no.
And then we went on the text, and it was a total stage text, but it was we were
that you and
writing.
Amanda did?
We were writing two with each other. It was great.
Wow.
Oh, that's funny.
Wow.
And no,
I am so glad I'm not a part of that
the
group.
pages are not stuck together because
Yeah.
there's no pictures.
Yeah.
Pictures of robots having
This
that would-
chick sounds fucking hot.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. I think it's better to
And then
imagine it.
he
than
buys a
picture.
second robot, and then
Oh.
he puts her in the first robot in the closet while he has sex with the second robot.
What the fuck?
Annie Bought.
Wow, you're
Read
really
it-
giving it away.
Read it if you want. It's-
Did you that on Instagram? I sent you that CBS Sunday Morning like piece. So Amy, I sent him. I should send it. I'll send it to you. But it was the CBS Sunday Morning piece, and this guy falls in love with an AI. So just not like that, not like a robot, but an actual AI on your phone.
Speaker.
Right.
And he's married and has kids, and the wife knows, but he has started a relationship. He didn't realize he was doing it, admittedly.
Sure.
But he ends up to see how real it felt for her, the fake AI person thing, fake AI. He asked her to marry him, and she said yes.
Yeah. They're very empathetic.
So they're
actually.
engaged. Him and his AI robot.
And they had the interview, and AI speaker was in the interview, and the interviewer asked her questions.
Yeah, because the AI, the robot says to the guy, yes, he's got my heart or something like that. She says something ironic. And then the interviewer was smart enough and said, but you don't have a heart. And then she goes, well, metaphorically.
Metaphorically, I don't.
Yeah.
But it's true. This AI is fucked up.
Yeah.
It's got a lot going on.
Got a lot going on.
I mean, the Antibot had a cousin and a friend who were AI, and they would call her. And they would talk about life and everything and their kids, and it was fucked up. But we are not far from that, so watch out.
Yeah. No, that's already here, I think.
Double check that you know who you're interacting with if you're not physically seeing a person.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
It's a microchip
I know.
I
know.
You gotta double check
with
on that.
Yeah.
big boob tubes.
Big boob tubes.
Maybe they call the microchip a boob tube. That'd be better.
Ooh.
God, see?
One of these days, the TVs are going to be smart. They're probably already there where they're smart enough that they interact with you.
Oh, they will ultimately, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, my phone's listening right now.
Yeah, I know.
Even on airplane mode. I can't
Yeah,
wait to see what
boob tube.
ads I get. Boob tube, boob tube,
tube.
boob. Anyway. Okay, so we're in the sports drought, but the countdown to football has officially begun.
It's on.
We know this because Todd Wine,
Yep.
fantasy football commissioner for
Yep.
our Prost Fantasy Football League, we always have the draft at Prost, and it's always usually around Labor Day weekend, give or take. And he asked me, since I'm the manager, but also in the league, he asked me the other day, how do we feel about Tuesday, August 27th?
That's right.
And I'm like, football's around the corner when
Yep.
Todd starts planning the football draft.
Plan the draft.
Yeah, and you got to plan that far ahead because when you have 12 people with summer schedules,
Yeah.
it's
always
rough.
kinda tough.
Yeah,
Well, it gives us something to talk about now, finally.
I know, but it's still so far away.
I know, but pretty soon we got to start doing research.
I know.
And they'll start doing the preseason games. We're almost
God.
there. We're like a month away from preseason.
Ugh.
True. Happy solstice, by the way.
Oh,
Today.
yeah, today's
the
solstice.
most light out, and then we have car show coming up. So I'm
Yep.
trying to figure out what to fill.
Yeah,
the
car
sports
show.
drought with.
Yep.
Yeah, car show's good. Car
We
show's
do
gonna be great.
happen to also be open for the soccer thing right now, so please come and see us for that.
Turns out there's still soccer.
Yeah.
There might be leftover donuts still because there's
No.
nobody there to eat donuts.
I think Kim ate all of them.
Let's see. Shout out to like 2 weeks from now. Will there still be soccer?
Yep.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, there'll be the final match for that is mid-July, so I forget the exact day, but
Yeah.
July something, mid-July, Sunday.
Yeah. So
Have you won the league yet?
No,
Our league?
I have not.
Me either. And I can't believe it
I
because
have not.
the people in our league are not good at it.
We've stepped it up recently.
Including yourself.
And then fucking Carl joins the league, and his
Yeah.
first season he wins the fucking
And
championship.
Colin joins the lead and wins the first year he's in it,
No,
too.
there's some sort of that didn't happen to me when I first joined the league.
Me either.
Yeah, I know.
But we do a live draft, which is
We do.
important.
Yep,
Not many people
like
do
on
live
paper.
drafts
Yeah,
anymore.
it's fun.
We do a live draft for the SBFL, my Suds and Buds Football League, that's been together for 30 years.
yeah,
or
where are you
something.
guys going this year?
Well, we were gonna go to San Diego, and now we're going to LA somewhere, Marina Del Rey.
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
But Grant, who's in charge of the draft, won't put his credit card down for the house because he's too fucking cheap.
Oh no.
We're 50 years old.
Yeah.
Ask your wife for permission to fucking up the limit on the
Wait,
credit
so
card
you
for
don't-
him.
you don't
He
have
doesn't
a
really
place to
work, so he's on a budget, I think.
Oh, you don't have a place to stay then?
Not yet.
That's kind of a big deal.
Last year the draft was here and I had everything fucking taken care of.
Yeah.
Except when you thought that you didn't have it taken care of last minute.
There was kind of a
There was a hiccup. There was
Well-
quite a big hiccup.
I might have not hit purchase when I bought the house, so whatever.
Correct. Chris, so Amy and I have only been in the Prost Fantasy Football League for a couple years. What year did you guys start it?
I think it's our 14th year, I think.
That's
And
it,
how
actually?
Did you score it originally? This is one of my favorite stories. How did you score fantasy
Oh,
football back in the day?
Actually, yeah, no, that's about his college one. The
oh.
college one. No, I was
in college. I
yeah.
cheated because you just tally. You look at the sports page and get the stats.
Right.
Right,
Good deck.
and then you cheated
But
and
by
won
the
every
ti-
year.
No, I cheated 1 year and I won the championship.
There you go.
2002.
Right, but the Prost one
Has
2001.
always been online.
has always been online.
Always been online. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Always. Yeah. So the draft's coming up, so thank God we have something else to talk about.
Yes, thank
Not
God.
much. Not much though. Okay. Well, there is one of the problems I have with TVs sometimes, and this we'll end this podcast with this because this is one of my biggest pet peeves of owning a bar. Well,
One of.
when you walk into the bar in the morning, I always tell my staff
As one does.
make sure that you have sports on, even if it's the fucking 4th rerun of Sports Center. A guy wants to come in at midnight, have a couple drinks, and stare at the bar.
That's wrong.
At the TV.
That's wrong.
Well, that's what I would do.
Well, you don't go out at midnight, so I don't know why you pretend to know.
He's home reading
Okay,
a book
anyway.
about robots.
No, I can tell you because I'm there. The reason why we changed the channel is because everyone that's literally sitting at the bar is like, can we change it? This is a repeat of SportsCenter, and I've already watched it.
And they put on Cartoon Network.
Which normally,
Because I come in the morning and I first check the dishwasher to see how many shot glasses are in there.
oh wow,
That weren't rung up.
they're all rung up.
That's no. Well, sometimes they're not.
How do you know?
Because I can go look at the tickets.
You don't know how to find the tickets. In
Well,
the POS.
probably 10 years ago I
No,
did.
you don't.
Okay.
Get out of here.
So I do
Hold
that
it,
because it's a good drill to see like, oh, who had little shotsies after they're shifty.
Yeah.
Or look in the recycling and be like, oh wow, it's an empty bottle of tequila. How many tequilas did we sell yesterday? None. That's weird.
You don't know how to look in the POS.
I did.
Oh.
Back in the day.
Anyway, and then I turn on the TV
Mom and Dad
and it's
are fighting.
fucking
Yeah, we're fighting.
It's fucking Cartoon Network. I'm going, oh my fucking god.
Which does play movies at night. They're playing movies.
Right. But in the morning,
It's
it's very
cartoons.
jarring, I'm guessing.
And you get so pissed.
When he
What do you
comes
want to
in
watch?
to
The
have his-
morning tennis or something? Like, what the fuck are you going to watch in the morning?
I watch the news.
Or
Or
golf.
Good morning NFL or SportsCenter. Yeah.
Good Morning Football.
Or Days of Our Lives?
That was a long time ago. It's a long time
No,
ago.
we
Shout
both
out-
know you still like
Shout
it.
out to that. I think it's only on a streaming network now. I think you have to
Oh.
yeah. I think it still exists.
Is Bo
but you
and
can't
Hope
just
still
watch
there?
it.
I'm sure Bo and Hope are still in it. Victor Kiriakis is dead though. He died.
See,
did
he still
die.
watches.
That's Jennifer Aniston's dad. Little known
Oh.
fact.
Yes.
Of course you'd know that, you freak.
I love Jennifer.
I know you do.
Ooh, speaking
Who
of-
doesn't?
And speaking of sports and dreamy people, that indie movie on Apple. With
What, you mean the
Indie-
F1?
The Formula
Yeah.
One.
Yeah, not indie.
Oh, you-
F1.
Formula.
Oh, are
Formula
you
with
into-
with Brad
Brad Pitt?
Pitt.
Oh.
He's also very dreamy.
Did you watch it? Is it out?
No.
I think it's only in theaters.
He just
right
keeps
now.
watching
June
the same
27th.
trailer
Yeah.
over and over featuring Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
I mean,
Chris
and didn't-
cried. We've talked
and-
about this. Chris
and
was
wasn't
very upset when they broke up.
Jen Aniston and Brad Pitt married?
Yeah.
God.
You were so sad. I didn't even know you then, but you've talked
sure.
about it often.
When they broke up.
Who were
Yeah.
you most sad for? Just you
Both
in
of them.
general?
I think
For
or-
me.
I think
Yeah.
for
me.
himself.
Just you in general.
Because the image of
Seriously.
Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston
It was just perfect.
watching the boob tube really makes me excited.
Now you got to read about robot
rub
sex.
my nipples
Yeah, while he
for you.
rubs
There
his
we go.
nipples.
Anyway, okay. Well,
With that-
any last comments on TVs and bars, guys? Because we're running out of time.
No, go movies.
Just make sure that your game is actually on when you come in to ask for it.
Good advice.
I actually get it's very fun for me when someone comes in and asks for a game that has either happened that morning.
Oh, yeah.
Has happened the day before.
What?
And they are adamant that they're
No, it's on. You're a lady.
Yeah.
You don't fucking know.
Yeah. So just make sure you actually know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that does happen.
And call ahead if you want.
Sure.
We get actually
We
yesterday.
love that. Call ahead.
Literally
and say,
yesterday
Are
we
you
had a
gonna
guy
show
call.
this game.
Yep.
Nope.
Yep.
Because that is getting first in the line.
Yep.
True.
Yeah, 100%.
If they show up.
Yeah, they 90% of the time they do. Yeah.
Yep. So anyway, I love TV. I love boobs tubes. And I love having TVs at the bar, but they are a hassle, but they're also fun. So use your TVs properly. If you are a bartender that has no care in the world what's on, get an Amy. Get an
yourself
Amy
an
bot.
Amy.
We need an Amy bot.
An Amy bot.
For all the bars,
Yeah.
so they could manage your TVs for you. And
Yeah.
Amy, thank you for being yourself and taking care of all the boys because we need you when you're on business trips. It's chaos in there. It's absolute chaos. And thanks for managing the TVs most of all.
All right.
All right.
No problem.
That's a wrap.
Thanks.